Hope is a tiny puppy that we rescued a little over 2 months ago. He had just had a huge hernia removed and the poor thing was malnourished. He was recovering at home with us for a while until we were finally able to remove the stitches of that huge scar that he had. The wound finished healing pretty well and Hope was already 100%. Shortly after removing the stitches, Coco and Chanel came home, with whom Hope got along super well. They were little puppies too, and especially Coco and Hope were best friends. They spent the day playing together and there was nothing that could separate them. Not even Mocha, with a fantastic plastic bottle, was able to capture their attention. Coco and Hope, they had become inseparable. I think we have already commented in previous videos that this rascal eats like a real desperate. But if the food is accompanied by delicious chicken, my goodness how he devours it. But it is just that the before and after of Hope, it is brutal. Look at the difference, how beautiful this little guy has become.
¿Tú, granuja? Sí, hombre. Dios mío. La madre que te parió. Muy mal.
Hope's scar was fully recovered. He had finished his antibiotic treatment as well, and his neutering date was getting closer. And honestly, we didn't really know how his post-op was going to go, because this little piranha is a bomb of energy that never goes out. He was the king of the bed, but not because he was a sleepyhead, but because he was the one who lasted the longest without getting out, playing with Coco. Despite being much smaller, let me tell you that Hope always ended up getting Coco out of bed. He won them all.
Fight!
Finally, the day came. Hope had an appointment at the hospital for neutering since he was already fully recovered and some suitors had already come out to adopt him. However, we had to make sure we deliver him neuter, so for that, we left him in the best hands. And a little while later, our brave little boy was ready, with his mini scar, but with still surprisingly high energy. My god, he just waking up from sedation. What a guy. It was clear that Hope was not going to give us an easy post-operative period.
Este va a ser tremendo.
Since he is so tremendous, we decided to put the cone on him from the first moment. We didn't want surprises, however, it must be said that he didn't want wear it at all. He was mad with the cone. Just have a look to these tantrums. When they give him to us, as with any other puppy that we take to be neutered, they tell us that it is super normal if we see him a little down during the rest of the day. But Hope doesn't know what it is to be down. His infinite energy doesn't allow him. A few days later, with the wound much more healed, we gave him the pleasure of removing the cone. The truth is that the poor thing was looking forward to it. He could finally play comfortably, without limitations, or giant things on his head that prevented from doing the hooligan as he likes. How wonderful to see these three little babies playing calmly in bed. For some reason, they had a lower energy with which Rebecca and I were very comfortable, because the truth is that it is very nice to have some peace from time to time.
Ay, esos ruiditos.
We can spend hours watching them be adorable. The truth is that this is hypnotizing for our eyes. And I mean for hours, because Candies were tightly closed, enjoying a good nap. Until, obviously, they ended up waking her up. Here everyone had to be part of the ruckus. But things for Hope were going to get even better. We posted some pictures of this hottie on Facebook, and it didn't take long to receive a lot of adoption forms. And among them, indeed, there was his forever family. As expected, Hope didn't make the bath easy for us. He was furious and scrambled to get free and run. But there was no chance of escaping from Rebecca's hands. We were going to make him very handsome to take him to his new mom, and that was not negotiable. Bonnie and Chanel witnessed the bath, crossing their paws, wisely not to be the next to the bath. But no, today was not going to be the day for them. Today, our protagonist is Hope, whom after a drying session still had one last thing before beginning his new life: a good ear cleaning. And now, yes, comb and perfume, And after a few last minutes of playing with his friends, it was time to start the journey towards the rest of his life. But not before saying goodbye to Rebecca's mom, who had become very in love with this small earthquake.
¿Quién es este hombre tan guapo? ¿Quién va a poner eso en la
And finally, we arrived. Hope was in his new and definitive home, with a super mom who is going to take care of him a lot, and with an older brother, Ducky, a doggy that was lacking company, and we are sure that Hope will bring him a lot of life.
Ya lo vas a ver. Es muy similar.
At first, Hope was a little shy, he didn't want to be separated from us too much, but we already warned the adopter that this rogue is a little criminal, and that as he gains confidence, there will be no one to stop him. A little while later, they sent us these heart images in which Hope is skinning a chicken. What a guy! Like I said, he has a lot of energy for how tiny he is. Just look at him with his little harness. I'm fall in love. And obviously, after so much play, Hope fell in combat. What a hard life. Thank you so much to this wonderful family for adopting and saving a life. We are sure Hope will be tremendously happy here. Thanks to you too for spending a few minutes of your time with us. Like the video and subscribe to the channel if you like what we do, and I see you very soon.